art students. Today I'm going to show you how to do your candy drawing. So you can watch this video to help you with this drawing, or you can just look at this image on the slides inside Buzz. This is the last slide in the slideshow, and this is the image that you're going to try to copy. The reason you're looking at this image during your drawing process is we are practicing observational drawing, where you look at something and you try to draw it as closely to the image as you can. So I'm going to do a drawing of this on my paper right here, so you can follow along with me if you'd like a little extra help. Now you are going to end up coloring yours with colored pencil, so all the colors end up matching the colors in the image, but I'm just going to show you how to get the shape of everything. So first thing you're going to do, in the picture there's a Tootsie Roll Pop sucker in the top left corner, and you can almost see the whole circle, but it goes off the page a little bit. So I'm going to draw this curved line to represent the bottom part of the sucker, and then the stick of the sucker goes diagonally this way. So I'm going to draw a diagonal line, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle here for that little piece of candy that looks like a gumdrop to me. And then over here in the picture we have a Tootsie Roll, which kind of looks like a rectangular prism to me. Now guys, if you remember when we practiced drawing three-dimensional shapes, this is part of the reason that we practice doing that, so that it makes it easier to draw more complex shapes. So for the Tootsie Roll, the top of it is just flat, but then you can see the side of it. So I'm going to do a diagonal line going downward like this on either corner, and then I'm going to connect them. And then down here in the picture there is some Smarties, so it's like a long cylinder. So I'm going to do a line here, and then on the end, cylinders are curved on the end, so I'm going to draw some curves, and then I'll connect them. Okay, so this is starting to look more like the picture I showed you at the beginning of the video. We have the basic shape of almost everything. We got to add one more Tootsie Roll down here. So the top flat side of the Tootsie Roll is just a rectangle, and then diagonal lines going down, and then we connect them. So now that we have the shape of everything, we need to add the more complex forms that are on the shapes, which kind of makes up part of the wrapping paper. So there's some weird shapes going on because the wrapping paper is all crumpled up. So up here, it looks like the wrapping paper is a square, but it's a little wrinkled, so we're gonna draw a line here, and the one up here curves a little bit, then curves a little bit here, and then we're going to connect those. Now this wrapping paper is clear, so you won't have to worry about coloring it. You'll just color this in yellow like it is in the picture. And then the sucker has some folds in the paper, one about here, one here, and another one here. And then where it twists down at the bottom, I'm just going to draw some shapes to represent that twisting tie at the bottom. On the Tootsie Roll, I want you to draw two lines going in like this, and then I want you to draw a little oval and then some squiggly lines right here. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. You're also going to add some lines here, because as we know, the wrapping paper is never perfectly wrapped, so there's little folds in it. Now on the Smarties, we're going to do something similar that we did here. Two diagonal lines going to each other, and then another little oval, and this I'm going to make go out a little bit more. I'll do the same thing over here. Similar step here. Now, if you're at this spot, you probably noticed if you looked at the picture that ours does not match the image perfectly because our paper is a little bit longer, and that's fine. Okay, so this is the basic shape of everything. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do all the lettering on there. So on the sucker, you have a P coming out of this fold. So you can't see the bottom of the P. And then you can only see half of the O. And then you can see most of this P. So since the wrapping paper is all wrinkled up, it's changing the way the letters look. And then we're gonna write Tootsie in 3D letters on here. And guys, feel free to pause this video at any time if I'm going too fast for you. Okay, and so you're gonna do the same thing we did there down here. Now it looks like you can see a few weird shapes on that wrapper in the picture if you're looking at it on your slides. And then for the Smarties, we know that it's see-through, so we're gonna do a bunch of curves this way, but then once we get around to the sucker, we're gonna curve them the opposite way. And then we'll write Tootsie. And the rest is just coloring it. So when you get to this part and you start coloring it, make sure you're coloring it all the same color. So this should be red, yellow, orange, blue, and these should all be lighter pastel colors in here. But when you're coloring it, make sure you're also paying attention to the shadows and the values. So for example, on the Tootsie Rolls especially, the top of them are brighter, so this is a brighter orange and a brighter blue, but then the sides are darker because those are in shadow, okay? So make sure you're paying attention to the example image whenever you start coloring. When you finish coloring everything, please make sure you take a picture of it and upload it to Buzz.